Morning, everyone. This is Mary McIndoe coming to you again. I'm trying to participate in the Junk Mail Junk Journal Challenge that several people on YouTube are doing, where you're making a journal completely out of junk, and the basis for the pages in general are envelopes, junk mail envelopes that you collect and tea-dye and, make tags for. I haven't actually started the journal yet. I've tea-dyed my junk envelopes and they're ready to go, but another thing that I wanted to do was make my tags out of junk too, which I think is kind of the idea. And so I had a couple of Tim Holtz ideology tags that I had saved, or, they're not tags, but they were part of the packaging for these war philosophy tags that I purchased. And so I made this the other day. I have a video on it that I'm not sure. I'll have to edit it down if I were to put it out there, but I'm just showing you that this is what I made from this out of one of these Tim Holtz packaging pieces. And what I wanted to do today was to add some watered down Mod Podge to the top so that it'll all stay stuck, and so that it gives it a nice look. It gives it, it kind of ties everything together. So I have Mod Podge that I've already watered down. And don't ask me why I didn't have it at the ready, but I didn't. I may not even be able to get it open. Here we go. I have it in a gelato container. Looks like it might need to be shaken a little bit because it seems like the water's kind of on the top, maybe. I don't know. I will get my brush that I generally use for these things, and I'm going to go ahead and use the back side of it to stir it in case there is some kind of water separation. I've never seen that happen before, but there's a big glob of paint, a big glob of glue that would be nice to get out of there if it will stay on my thing long enough. It's good to have a junky hand towel that I think I got them at the Dollar Tree to use. And like I said, this is pretty watered down. It's probably a ratio of 2 parts Mod Podge, 1 part water. And I put it on here. The reason I water it down, I got this tip from a mixed media group I'm in called Mixed Media Emporium, where by watering it down, you get rid of the tackiness that sometimes remains after you Mod Podge something if you don't dilute it. There's ways around it. I bought some wax that I apply to the finished product if I use full strength Mod Podge. But it's best, I think, to just go ahead and use it at the beginning. Now, to water it down from the beginning, and then you don't have to worry about getting the wax and the wax getting on other things. Now all of these items that were collaged onto the Tim Holtz tag were printed on my inkjet printer. I find that with my printer is not dye-based, but pigment-based, is I believe the way it works, that if I print on that or print using that print, with that type of ink, that kind of printer, and then allow the page, not use the pages immediately, but allow them to sit around for however many days, in my stash, which they generally do, because I'll buy a digital and I'll print it out and not have an immediate use for it. And so most things sit around for a while. So this allows the pigment that's in my inkjet to fully set into the paper. Now, if I were to spill a glass of water on something on one of these papers, it would bleed like crazy. But just applying Mod Podge works fine. I've also tried to do the photo transfers, which generally they say you need a laser printer for. And I thought, I've got this wonderful pigment-based thing that, I know how to make it work. And I may have known how to make it work, but it didn't work for transfers. And when you do the photo transfers, you're putting a piece of packing tape over your image and then letting it soak in water until you can gently rub off the paper. And maybe I'm just not gentle enough rubbing off the paper, or maybe I don't know what I'm doing. But at any rate, these are some other tags. These have nothing to do with, actually it's a belly band, nothing to do with this particular project because it wasn't done with recycled materials. I can't remember what I used. Or maybe it was. I think it was a book page. So I guess I could use it if I wanted to. We'll see. But yeah, this was a book page that that was one of my glue book pages, and I folded it in half, let it dry well, and trimmed off the rough corner on the edge, and then backed it with coffee dyed paper. So that's another possibility for my junk mail journal if I should need it. And this one, I think, is just on a piece of cardstock, so it wouldn't qualify. But I have it, and I'd like to add, I think that this already has 1 coat of Mod Podge on it. But I wanted to go ahead while I had it out and add another. The other nice thing about using the watered down Mod Podge is that it dries very quickly. As you noticed, I was applying multiple coats to this first piece I was working on, and it's already pretty much dry to the touch. I definitely wouldn't put it in a book now because it would tack to it. But you can apply the coats pretty quickly to build them up because with the watered down version, it is nice to have multiple coats going into it. So I'll just finish up these, and then my next video I will actually start on my junk mail journal itself. These were just things that I had going already that I thought would work well, or could work well, with my junk mail junk journal. So with that, I'll say goodbye, and wishing you all the best today and always. I hope you're having glorious fun at whatever you're doing and enjoying the day.